is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. Where can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. This is the second hour, okay? The hour about guns. But there is more than guns. We also talk about preparations. And as you heard a couple weeks ago during the Irma hurricane, I talked during the second hour about a lot about preparing yourself and your family to defend, especially when you can face situations of completely lawlessness and anarchy, okay? And don't get me wrong, anarchy has a double sense. In the wrong sense, I mean completely mayhem, completely people do not respect your rights, not like people who want to self-govern themselves, two different things. But that's not the topic. The topic now is my friend from Florida, Laura Z, who really, we spent a full hour during this Irma disaster, the hit of Florida and of course other parts of the Caribbeans. And we talked just a few hours before all this was happening. Thank God, and all the gods, whatever you believe, nothing really happened completely terrible like could have happened according to the forecast that we had. Yes, but some parts of Florida got hit very badly. For example, like the islands, the Key West Islands. But, could have been much worse. Let me bring my friend Laura, because we can get some updates, what really happened during this drama, and also some ideas, some questions, maybe when it comes down to guns and self-defense. Laura, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Luca.
Well, first of all, I'm so glad that, you're here, because I tell you, I don't take anything for granted. I know people lost their lives in many islands. I don't know exactly the situation in the Key West, but for sure they lost most of their homes. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, you're exactly right. And they may not have power back for a couple months, if.
Wow.
And they basically, the word out to the people, I have several friends down there, basically was just saying, make sure that you're self-sufficient, because they can't do much for you. But that was very hard hit down in Key West.
Well,
a lot of rebuilding.
Yeah, and you somehow, guys, I mean, I'm not saying you got lucky because you still hit pretty hard, but could have been much worse. Am I right or wrong? I mean,
oh, yes. You're completely right. We were prepared for like at least 140-mile-hour winds where I live, and I'm near Tampa. So our house, and we had talked about that, the codes, our house was built to stand 120.
Wow.
The way the media is, yeah. Anyway, we sought shelter, and we were fine. We, in my yard, we lost one tree, but thank goodness it didn't hit the house. We gained a mailbox from some, it was a lot of wind. It reminded me of a tornado, as I had mentioned to you before. I grew up in Alabama. It looked heavy, heavy winds.
Yes.
Interesting thing to me, though, I mean, everybody in my little area was out of everything. And the day I went to go get a gas can in an adjacent area, I found everything I needed. So it was kind of a panic thing. And I work in a local store that, sells groceries, provisions, etc. They still were out 3 days after everybody went to get to work, which obviously there were places that were more affected that needed it before. But I also heard, and I don't know if this is true, Luke, I can't cite it, but they did have fuel in the port of Tampa. They just shut it down, obviously, for the danger and the trucks and so many people. The good news is the governor was wonderful and lifted all the tolls of people trying to get back and forth, and horrible things to the people that died in the nursing home. But we were so fortunate, very, very fortunate. So, but the preparation, again, that's what surprised me about the store where I worked at. It was grocery type. So we had gotten certain foods, but after the hurricane, people thought, oh, okay, we'll have this. After the hurricane, they went in to restock their groceries. There was nothing there. There were no products per se. I mean, not like a normally stocked.
Yeah, I mean, not surprised. As I said, could have been much worse because somehow I really believe it was a little miracle because sometimes also I want to say something. The media, they like to give you always the worst version of what could happen, but because they need the drama. But at the same time, I want to always be prepared for the worst because I never know. I mean, I try to be more prepared than sorry. And that's another thing. How many people you think lost their lives in Florida, according to your news?
In Florida, I know for sure that there were the people from the nursing home. I think it's up to 10 now that lost their lives.
Wow.
And that wasn't even from it was fallout from the storm, but it wasn't blowing them over. It was the lack of air conditioning and the et cetera. Wow. So there are many, many components that go into preparation as far as our state, our leaders, ourselves. And I wouldn't depend on the leaders, although I do think our governor did a fine job, from what I could tell.
And I was watching some of the videos that they were going around Facebook, and there were some episodes. I don't know if there were many other more, but we caught at least one. They were, looting some shoe stores, something like that. Any other things like that you heard on the local news or you witnessed?
Absolutely. I think the looting was down in Broward County, but up here in our area, the sheriff.
I lost you. Are you still
to
there?
Your door. I'm still here. Are you there?
Yes. Go ahead. So what happened with the sheriff?
The sheriff sent out a notice, do not answer your door. Nobody from the power company is coming to your door. There were a lot of people impersonating people.
Wow.
Preying on maybe older people and some of my friends just got their power back in this general vicinity at Fort Myers, that type of thing. And this is later, rivers are still cresting. Things are still flooded. People still without power. Not, it's gotten better for sure. And I think they did. Couldn't tell you how many convoys of trucks I saw, power trucks coming from all over. Pretty amazing.
No, really many acts of violence like could have been. I mean, that from the local news.
No. Could have been many. I mean, there were people trying to rob or, just trying to pretend they were impersonate someone to get some money. But I didn't hear anything extremely violent in my little area.
I see.
I heard other things, the looting. I mean, people did steal stuff here, but it wasn't as disastrous as it was down in South Florida.
Well,
South Florida was bad.
Let's put it in this way. This was at least a warning because unfortunately things can happen again, and I hope they don't. But look what's happening. What happened just a few days ago in Puerto Rico. I mean, that's been devastated. And we don't know much about the looting or the robbing because sometimes, even if it's a U.S. territories, people sometimes barely can keep up with local news sometimes, okay? So Puerto Rico almost sounds like another country, another world. So, but things are happening. I'm sure there are some very things that beside the natural or whatever it is, disaster, there are also the consequences of human beings being evil and taking advantage of other people, with violence or try to steal or rob and kill. Sometimes they just do it.
Or withholding products, withholding fuel, withholding water. Because as I said, I went to a town 10 miles over.
Yeah.
I got batteries, I got water, I got gas cans. And it was the main thing here. People are, with the news, oh my God, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
So people were panicking. And it's just like, wait a minute. And that goes into part of preparation, being so scared you can't think because people haven't had to read these types of situations. I mean, a little bit here and there, but not catastrophe level.
Yeah.
So they're really not prepared.
No.
And
no. Did you listen to my that weekend that after our interview I did like 1 hour monologue pretty much. Hopefully people didn't fall asleep. That I tried to I don't know, gave as much as information I could according to my humble knowledge about how to try to have some basic preparation that was beyond just guns and ammo. Was also of course that, but also was about communication, little power and everything else and water. But of course I spent a good half hour talking about guns, whatever, different things. Did you have a chance to listen to that segment?
I did, and it was just amazing and so helpful, and stuff that the average person, once they're caught up in their life, then they hear an emergency, they may not even have time to think about it. So it was wonderful. I mean, as far as from the drinking water, I thought that was very important, because we take things for granted. Oh, you turn on the light, you turn the switch, the lights come on. Yeah. Turn on the faucet, the water comes on. Well, no, not always.
Exactly. Even the toilet.
But as far as protection,
people can even people can even you say when you the toilet, you flush the toilet.
Flush the toilet. Exactly.
There is no water without electricity.
No water. There's nothing to add, and they'd tell you, oh, fill up your bathtubs, fill up this, put all this in here. But it's the same thing on an airplane. I always compare to airplanes, but it's similar in this, grab the little cushion. It's a flotation device. Good luck down the way there. Yeah. But it's similar, the water can last for so long depending on how long you're out. And there's some people that have well water that...
I lost you there. Are you still there?
Lots of infections. Yeah. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Sometimes there are some gaps. But anyway, some well water, what you were saying about the well water.
Oh, no, the infections.
Yes.
People are walking around in their bare feet. It didn't kill us, so we're okay. They're walking around bare feet, flip-flops. 2 people have had legs amputated from infections from dirty water.
Yes.
That type of thing. There was a family that was asphyxiated from they had the propane, or the generator rather, in the house.
Wow.
5 people killed. Wow. And they tell you, don't put it. So people think, oh, I bought a generator, I'm prepared. Yeah. No, you're not. There is no plan A, B, C. Here's what we do.
Exactly.
So it's amazingly important.
Yes.
I don't really have a plan.
Well, as I said, there are worse things than dying. I'm not afraid of death. After all, hopefully it's going to be quick and fast. The problem when you left in hell, and you believe in your moral code that you don't want to take your life, you're going to be facing things that I don't think human beings should have that type of abuse, because little bit quality of life. I mean, we never really had to face this situation, but I heard stories from my grandfather in World War II when Italy was occupied and there was no food, there was no water. I mean, people had to do things that we have no idea here in America. I mean, eating shoes,
we have no idea.
Okay, I mean, drinking things that don't even want to talk about. So the point is, we don't want to get to the point, and that's for me the only point while I'm trying to prepare, because as I said, we're all going to die one day eventually. It's only a question of how.
Of course.
But, to live here, to stay here behind and not even have the basic needs that a human being need to have, like water, some food and a shelter, that's very sad.
Right.
Anyway, talking about guns.
That's going to be miserable.
Yes, miserable. And also, unfortunately, it's going to be miserable when you are in the hands and the mercy of evil people that if you don't have the opportunity to defend yourself and your family, all you have to do is beg and pray. And hopefully they have compassion. I don't believe that they're going to have compassion,
No, not at that level. But I do remember one thing I appreciated you saying was, and I couldn't remember if we had a gun or not. Okay, we have a handgun, but you said, and that stuck with me, they can smell that. You need a rifle. You need something that's a little more
the point is
assertive, I guess you'd say,
for many reasons. Handgun. The gun, it's something that normally you defend your person, and it's something that it's a good thing to have because it's something you can carry almost everywhere, okay? And it's a responsive tool. I mean, normally you don't walk around with a rifle, okay? Even when you go to town, you can carry a rifle with you in your truck. Maybe sometimes, like me, I go in the shopping with my rifle, but I'm an exception. And most important, not every state you can do that. So normally, let's say even if you are around the house, let's say you are in this state of emergency or even just a regular day, you don't walk around the house with your rifle. But let's say there is a home intruder, bang, the door opens immediately. You're not going to walk around with the rifle ready to go, but my rifle is always close enough. Meanwhile, the handgun is going to be the tool that will give me the opportunity to fight my way to the rifle. That's why I believe the handgun is an important tool.
It's a deterrent.
Yeah, it's more important. It's something that we can carry immediately and have always ready to go. Now, if I have to have only one thing and one thing only, I would start with the rifle. even of course I cannot carry with me everywhere. Why? Because the rifle is the way that you want to keep your enemies, your assailants, your, let's say, people who want to harm you away from you. When you are, let's say, somebody's trying to reach your property and you already know that they're trying to rob you, kill you, or whatever they want to do evil to you, your handgun, you're limited with 20, 25, 30 yards. I mean, if you are a great marksman, people I know, friends, they can hit a target 300 yards with a handgun, okay? But that's not the purpose of a handgun. Handgun, it's all colloquial distances. So it's already too late. They're already on you. A rifle, you can defend yourself and your property about 2, 3, 4, 500 yards at least, and that's where you want to keep your enemies away.
You have a better chance.
Yeah, and also
better
the
chance.
firepower and also ballistic. I mean, the handgun is, after all, is an underpowered tool. You don't die immediately if you get hit by a handgun bullet, unless you have been hit in some specific points. It still takes some time, you know. I mean, you can survive a handgun bullets. But if you get hit by a rifle, high-power rifle, even at just lower extremities, like or even just an extremities like an arm or let's say a hand,
it's got more power.
Oh, you got your arm is gone, your leg is gone, and you will bleed immediately. So that's the point. You know, a rifle is much more powerful and easier to use. I mean, handgun, you don't have any stock. The handgun, you control it with your hands.
I'll definitely come to you. Huh?
What happened?
You there?
Yes, I'm here. What did you say?
Oh, okay. No, I was saying as far as having a gun as opposed to really knowing how to use it, because that could really mess somebody up that doesn't have the proper training.
Well, yes.
And
everything needs training.
You have to.
Everything needs training.
Oh, yeah.
A rifle, though, it's easier to, let's say, especially short, closer distances, it's easier to control and trying to be able to hit a target even without being a marksman, because with a rifle you have a stock and you can control much better than recoil and be more accurate. Let's say even at 30, 40 yards, you know, the rifle, it's easier to hit it without even being so much. But my point is, you know, start with a rifle. I would say start with both. At this point, the market is affordable. You can get a handgun and a rifle, and at the same time, you know, saving maybe some money somewhere else, and you could have both. Any idea with your family? Did you have any conversation with your family about the consideration maybe to buy a rifle or and a handgun in your household?
Well, we did. Well, we have a handgun, but it's like we're not active with it, so it's really kind of there. But we did talk about a rifle, and they listened to your show, and they were just kind of blown away. My parents are a little bit, you know, older than us, but they were just rethinking. You know, when people can sit down and just stop for a minute. People are so busy running around. Stop and listen to the facts.
Yeah, and that's why I say there is some
so
positive.
they were more akin to it for sure.
Yeah, exactly. In these moments, like what happened, what you went through, guys, there is some positive even in that, because thank God, you know, you didn't get completely, you know, damage like could have been. At the same time, it was a good dry run. Not really dry, it was kind of wet, but at least, you know, you got I mean, at least you had some sort of a good experience to think, say, what if next time is going to happen? What do we need, you know?
Well, we did discuss that, and it was like, look, you know, here, this is coming. I mean, it was scared enough people that there was more dialogue, and especially in my family. I can't speak for others, but definitely we were more dialogue, the whole family. So have we taken action on it yet? No, but
let's look at a scenario now. What things could have been worse? Okay, let's say really, you know, the force of the hurricane would have been exactly what they could have been, you know, forecast, like 5.0, whatever, you know, very, very bad. You know, most of the homes destroyed, even if they're built to code, at least damaged seriously. So no real water or food and electricity for the next maybe few weeks. So at that point,
easily.
And then you start to see exactly then the, let's say, worst of humanity coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And let's say scenarios like, okay, now you're in your home or whatever it's left of your home. Somehow you're still okay. Thank God nobody got hurt. But you start to realize that, for example, strange people, they start to, you know, crawl around. Some of them, they may be the nice one, say, we need food. can you help us? And that's the nice person. Then you start to have people, they don't ask, they just want and want.
But you can't do it.
Yeah, they want to get it from you. Some people, they want to just get it from you. And that would be the very serious stuff, because at that point, let's say they start to even organize themselves. They don't need to. Sometimes one man with a gun, they know how to use it. More important, that is determined to harm you. It's can control many people without a firearm. But let's say, now criminals, they start to go get together and gang around together. So you may have maybe 2 or 3 elements. They start to say, okay, we want to take their property, and we will take your property. And if you don't stop it, we will take your life. And at that point, what was your plan? What could have been your plan to say, let's defend our perimeter? Let's not let them close.
Well, we didn't have a plan, and that's the problem, because the naivete, like, oh, it's like the movies, it's like this, it's the naivete. And I'm
I lost you.
Other than, it's like not nobody, but some people, it's like it's serious, but it scared a lot of people to where they're like rethinking many things, in my opinion. My family too. So that's pretty. And we have young kids around. I mean, there could have been horrible.
Yeah.
Or the shelters. They were really proactive, I thought, with the shelters, because they had a special shelter for the people that were registered sex offenders.
Wow.
They had their own little building.
Wow.
I don't know. It's just, but as far as a plan to protect the perimeter, we never, again, we're the naivete.
Yeah.
People think, oh, it's not going to happen to us.
Yeah.
And that's a very important step in preparation, thinking, we hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
But what does that really mean to little safe Americans or safe whoever? Puerto Rico was blown away pretty much. I mean, no power.
Exactly. So listen, in the future, if you have any question, or maybe some members of your family, maybe their question, I try to always, share whatever I know. Let's say, even if you want to buy a rifle or a handgun, and more important also, the training that you need to find after, because, you can have the best rifle sitting at home, but if you don't even know how to load it and unload it safely, and also as important to hit the target, that's a waste. I mean,
it's more dangerous to have it if you do not have proper training.
Exactly.
And I tell you what, when I get one of your rifles, I'm coming to your school. I don't care. I will come out there and get the best.
At least
but again, you have to look at all the laws and all the can do this, can do that, but and there's things like that I don't know. I need to research.
Well, first of all, every state, of course, has the laws. One thing beyond the laws that you should always find first is how to be proficient and safe with a firearm, because that applies to no matter where you are. Okay, even in your home, you want to be sure that you don't shoot yourself in your foot, or or you maybe shoot the person next door. Okay, so that's number one thing. Number two, after you know how to be safe and you know how the firearm works, all the mechanics, all the ergonomics, from basic things, how to load, unload, even to clean the gun, because you live
clean it exactly.
Yeah, you live, especially in Florida. If you don't keep your gun taken care regularly, my gosh, with the humidity that you have, you can have a piece of rust metal there in a few weeks. So it's very important these basics. After that, you need to go back to basics marksmanship. It doesn't matter if it's a handgun, rifle, or shotgun. How to be able to aim and hit the target. As simple as that. And you will start slowly, and then eventually you will get better and better. And then after you got this foundation, you will go through the stage, okay, now we need to apply this basic foundation. And when it comes down to the rifle, I tell you already what should be the basic foundation. To shoot a rifle, not from a bench, like normally they do in many sporting clubs. This is not going to be a sporting event if somebody is getting surrounding your home and want to rape you. It's going to be a fighting combat event. So there are no places for benches in real life, self-defense situation. So the rifle must be, let's say, learn how to shoot it in 3 different basic positions, at least, from standing, from sitting, and from prone. And I would add also from kneeling and squatting. That's extra. But the point, at least these 3 basic positions, any rifle, I don't care which rifle, you should be able to learn how to shoot this rifle. and become a rifleman. That means you can hit the target at least 4 minutes of angle, as a standard with the iron sight. A translated in English would be at 25 yards should be translated in 1 square inch with iron sight. 100 yards, it should be 4 square inches. That's the standard for the rifleman, okay? Because at that point, that, hey, if something comes to your view at, let's say, 100 yards, you know that your group is going to be within 4 square inches, and you're going to be able to at least guarantee a hit. You don't want to have misses, not just because the ammo, you don't want to wait.
That's calculations. I mean, that's having to know what your product is, or what, I mean, not your product, but what you're dealing with. You have to be thoroughly...
It's called training. It's called training. As I said,
training.
Training is something we can do, something that can be taken care. The problem is it is more than just training. You must have other, let's say, 2 other components, in my opinion. Training is the first thing, to be able that you are proficient, safe, and of course you know what you're doing, and you can use your gun. Number 2, what you must have, in my opinion, it is the mindset. You can have the most important training out there. You can be super fast, super accurate. But then when the moment comes that they're in front of you and they are charging you with a gun, and you say, should I squeeze the trigger or not? And you still have some moral questions that you did not clear before. At that point, your mindset is not ready. So you must have the combat mindset. And number 3, of course,
no hesitation.
Yeah, I mean, once you clear that mind, you must know that is the time. Number 3 is going to be, of course, the firearm. You must have the right firearm that at least give you the basic, to guarantee that doesn't fail. I mean, I like to have a man who knows that gun and has the right combat mindset, even with a very old, or let's say, antique firearm. Let's say I was talking during my show, the Mosina gun, okay? It's like probably 100 years old rifle. It's a bolt-action rifle, Russian rifle. It's very old. It was in World War I, World War II. But in the right hands, the rifle can be, my gosh, they became the most probably powerful rifle in the hands of many snipers during World War II. A Finnish rifle. It was the number 1 sniper in the world, and also another rifleman from Russia, excuse me. So the point is, your training, even when you have an inferior gun, can be determinant between you and your opponent. Your opponent may have the newest AR-15 rifle, but doesn't know how to use it. It's a waste, and that's the bottom line. So anyway,
I agree with that.
I'm hope maybe to hear from your family one day if they want any type of input. Even starting which handgun, which rifle, because as I said, start with something, and more important, whatever you have, start to know your gun. And maybe we're not going to be able to see each other soon because I don't live close. But maybe I can tell you, hey, there are also some online classes that you can start to look at. By the way, you gave me an idea. I wanted to start to look into doing online classes for basic training, for safety and different things. Let's say, for example, you have a family, a group of people, let's say 8, 9 people. Put them in the room, get Skype on, and I would like to give an affordable, let's say, session of gun safety. Or let's say you have a gun, okay, that you want to know how to use it, and that would be honestly, it's a great idea. I'm going to start to do this now.
That's a great idea. I'm telling you, it really is. Not I'm telling you, but that is a great idea because some people are scared maybe to go out or.
Okay, I have an idea.
Scared, but
I have an idea. Listen, this is my gift. I want to do with you and your family a free. Gun safety, and more important, marksmanship class with whatever gun you have. All you need to do is have a Skype, okay, and a computer that is fast enough to guarantee the line, and you show me which gun you have, and I will give you a free online class to you and your family. But bring me at least 3, 4 people because I want to do it for free, of course. And I want to do it something that will be worth. What do you think? You can get 3, 4 people from your family?
Of course.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
So let's do that. This is also, you gave me the idea to create a new type of classes that I want to do for gun safety classes and also basic marksmanship and operational classes. Let's say tomorrow you have an AR-15. I want to teach you everything, how to be safe and able to operate that AR-15 and also you ask questions, because not just watching a video that you can watch and
no, you have to ask. 'Cause
Yeah.
there'll be something. Don't be shy. Just ask.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know, ask, because you need to know, or I need to know.
And this is going to be a live
You
class.
already know.
It's a live class, so it's going to be, we are here live, and you can ask questions in real time with Skype. So I think it was going to be something I would like to try and to experiment. So let's be in touch. Okay. When talk to your family, when you have, let's say, 2 or 3 people all together, we pick the day. Normally weekends are good for me, and I can set it up. And I want, let's see, tell me ahead exactly the model of your handgun, so we can start to work on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need to know now?
Well, not today, but
it's a Ruger handgun.
Yeah, I know.
It's an old gun.
That's fine. Whatever gun, I want to know exactly the model, so at least I can have maybe.
Okay, we'll get that.
I want to get the same gun in my hand, and maybe I can work it out. I have a gun that I can show you exactly what's going on, because since I'm not going to be able to be there,
I love this.
I would like to have the same gun also on my side, that I can somehow operate it and see exactly how it works. Okay. All right, listen, I'll give you the floor. Whatever you want to do to close this segment. Laura Z from Florida, go ahead. You got the floor.
Luca, I just appreciate all you've done to try to help everyone to be safe. And I've enjoyed talking to you very much, and I'm excited about learning. And it's a great gift you give to all. So thank you for having me on, and listen to me interrupt you.
No, I interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Man.
Sometimes I talk too much. Listen, thank you very much, okay? And my best to you and your family. And
mine to you. I hope your brother was okay. You
yes.
Said you heard from him.
Let me give you just 2 seconds before you leave. He was like out of the movie of, I don't know, The Miracle Man. He had no idea what's going on. He was in a building facing inside. He was. They were somehow watching TV, because there was the only building in Miami had electricity, I guess, and they have the open window. The window was open for the fresh air.
Wow!
I think he was in a bubble.
That's amazing.
My brother was in a bubble. He needs to go to whatever saints he believe and beg, and kneel himself, because he had no idea, completely clueless what happened. But I'm glad for him and his family.
Wow.
All right,
I'm glad for him too. Glad for you. Thank you for listening, and enjoyed speaking with you. And we'll set that up soon.
Very good. Thank you very much. All right, guys. This is Luca, Zanna, and this is the Hour About Guns, second hour. A little break, and don't forget Zanna Coffee when you need to stay up and you need to be sharp. That's the great thing to do. I love it. And on top, it supports the show. Go to zannacoffee.com, www.zannacoffee.com. Ready for the second segment, and this is the Hour About Guns. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
In this world where everything seems to be going sideways, when you need things set straight, Zanna Coffee Straight Shot Espresso. Start your day with a bang. The best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade, certified, sustainable, organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com, www.zannacoffee.com. Don't be cheap, you deserve the best. Get Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca, Zanna, and this is the second hour, the final segment, probably. I really like to create new ideas, and I want to thank Laura Z to have inspired me to create this new program. Yes, it's official. Between the pause from the interview with Laura Z, I made it official. It's called E as eco, the letter E, guntraining.com. The concept is very simple. I want to make available and affordable to every person around the world, America of course, but anywhere you are, some basic firearms training and beyond. All you need is a webcam and Skype. Very simple. And I will make it affordable and also practical. I want to be able that every law-abiding person who needs training to be able to defend themselves and their family with any type of firearms, I will give you this training without driving, without flying, without getting even to the range. We can do 80%, 90% of the training at home. Then when you go to the range, you go to verify what you've been doing. And I will make it affordable to everybody out there. I've just put together on the website zannafirearmstraining.com, there is a section, and it will direct you, if you write down this domain, www.eguntraining.com. So what happened? You go there, all you have to do is contact me, send me an email, and tell me exactly what would you like to learn. These classes, they're going to be made exactly customized for you. It is not just some video playing in loop. No, this is me, Luca Zanna. I will be available for you with slots of 1 hour at a time. That means you can book me for 1 hour at a time. And normally I would suggest we go 1 hour at a time. So you have the time to assimilate what you've done. And then I will give you also some videos to watch again. But all you need is a computer who's strong enough to able to handle Skype with a decent DSL line or fast line. And you can invite all the friends or family members you want. It's going to be super affordable. You will see that you will learn so much staying in your home. I don't care if you're in Italy, Sweden, Germany, Florida, or New York. You need to comply with your state or country laws, okay? I mean, I'm not going to be responsible if you have a gun that unfortunately is not allowed by your state. But I will give you the training to be safe, first of all, with your gun, to be proficient, to be sure how to use it, how to load it, how to unload it, how to do the basic operation, even how to clean it, how to assemble, disassemble it. And more important, we go into the basic marksmanship. You need to be able to hit the target with whatever firearm you have. And then you need to be able to how to clear malfunctions. First of all, do you know what is a malfunction? I will help you to clear all the basic malfunctions of your firearms. And also how to be able to load it with a basic administrative load, but of course also more important with an emergency and tactical load. And you will find out all these things. Then we will talk about tactics. Then I can teach you about self-defense in the house, outside the house, awareness, and everything normally, all the things that normally I teach at the range. I can do it directly into your home, into your bedroom if you want me to. I don't care. All you need is the internet and a webcam and a monitor. And it's going to be affordable. Remember, you can split the hour. And I'm making this as a mission. As I said, I make my living somewhere else. This is something that's going to be able to, of course, pay for some of my time, but I really enjoy doing it. For just $59 per hour, you can have extreme, professional, live, on-demand training for you and your family. That means you're not going to be just you. You can invite 50 people in the room. That's fine. I don't care. We're going to have some rules, of course, for safety. Since I'm not going to be able to be there, I want to be sure that there are no live ammunition in the room. I want to be sure that you have snap caps. And if you don't know what they are, I will tell you before the lesson. I want to be sure that we have the basic things that we would do for a training area. So it's going to be all done by the rules, with safety first. The only thing I cannot be able to help you is going to be the firing part, because you need to go to the range. But at least before you go to the range, you're going to be able to know what you're doing. You have been done probably hundreds of times dry. You will learn the mistakes that normally you may do. And you may be, of course, verify at the range, and you will be surprised how much you can learn with this type of dry practice. As I said, it's a new revolutionary concept, at least for me, and I'm very excited to launch it out there for all the listeners all around the world. If you have a firearm like a handgun, shotgun, rifle, doesn't matter. You go to eguntraining.com and I can provide you one-on-one training wherever you are. As I said, you will mail me first. You email me at from the webpage. You will find my email. Email me exactly what you want to learn, what type of firearm you would like to use. And also, just to let you know, we have classes. I have also provide classes as also NRA a certified instructor, not just of firearms, but also prevention of crime. Refuse to be a victim. I'm a certified instructor for the program Refuse to be a Victim, just to let you know. And self-defense inside the house, self-defense outside the house. We'll talk about all the different things. That's the bottom line. So I really am excited. This is a great idea. And as I said, I will provide a free class for my friend Laura Z from Florida, because she inspired me of this concept. So that's pretty much I want to say. eguntraining.com. E as eco, guntraining.com. All right? Good. Now, next thing, a little bit about guns when it comes down to information for, etiquette and gun laws, okay? First of all, I was at Walmart in Kingman a few days ago, and I was doing an oil change. And normally it doesn't matter if we do an oil change or not, but I never leave my rifle, my AR-15 rifle, in the car or in the truck. People say, oh my gosh, what do? You bring it with you? Yes, I bring it with me. And the reason why, first of all, it's my right. We have in our Arizona laws, there is no distinction between shotgun, handgun, or let's say rifle. When it comes down to firearms, the statute speaks very clearly. So we can able to carry lawfully any type of firearms. Okay, that's the bottom line. So if you allow in the establishment, in this case, if you allow into the, let's say, shop, this is a store, firearms, like people normally would carry a handgun, of course, always holster it and lawfully carry it. We don't carry handguns in our hands. That would be brandishing, and you would be shot on the spot justly. I mean, you would be very in much trouble. So we're always talking about carrying lawfully, carry correctly, in a holster, the handgun, or in your purse, or conceal, or even open carry, doesn't matter. This is the Arizona law. You can, even without permit, just to let you know. That when it comes down to long guns, in this case would be like rifles, like normally I do, you can do that too. You can carry also rifles if you want, or shotgun with you, but there is always the right way to do it. First of all, a scabbard, it's like almost comparable to, let's say, a holster. So it's very important. Why it's important? Because you give the message that you are a law-abiding person, you are not brandishing the weapon, you're not trying to intimidate anybody. And that's exactly what I do every time if I have to, let's say, carry the rifle with me and I don't want to leave it behind in the car, I always have these beautiful scabbards. They're very affordable, by the way, now. You can put your AR-15, it protects it, and the only thing that sticks out is the stock, pretty much, of the rifle. So, and also, of course, always pointing the muzzle in a safe direction. I'm always very conscious about that. So normally when I go on, let's say, shopping, especially when I go to Walmart or shops like that, I like to carry my rifle pointed down in the cart with the muzzle pointed down, the stock close to me on my right hand, and in the scabbard. Never a problem. Nobody really cares so much. This is Kingman, after all, Arizona. People carry their handguns every day, and many conceal, many open. That's great. Of course, not everybody carry a rifle. But as I said, this is something very important. And I would like to be sure that people understand I'm talking about the laws, the ARS, Arizona Revised Statute 13-3101, definition specifically states firearm means any loaded or unloaded handgun, pistol, revolver, rifle, shotgun, or other weapon that will expel, is designed to expel, or may readily to be converted to expel a projectile by the action of an explosive. So, as I said, if the establishment allows firearms, and Walmart does, at least in Kingman, doesn't distinguish. They cannot distinguish which firearms they can allow. Now, let me come to the point. I was there minding my business. I had my cart full of things, among those toilet paper and maybe some ammunition too I was buying. And out of the blue, I almost finished my oil change because I was waiting for my oil change. I got surrounded, really surrounded by 4 at least Walmart employees. One of them was, of course, the assistant manager. So, okay, I saw it come a little bit. So let's see what they want. I was even worried that much because I know exactly I was within the law. And more important, I did not infringe any policy from the establishment. If they do not want a firearm in the establishment, it's their right, it's their business, but they need to post a sign. Okay? That's the bottom line. No guns allowed. And then at that point, you comply and you leave. So anyway, the manager, this assistant manager lady, she said, is that a rifle? Yes, it is. Are you shopping with a rifle? Yes, I am. Oh, there is a customer is really concerned about you. I said, I'm so sorry. Sorry for him. Maybe he needs some help. I don't know why he's concerned, but if he's afraid of me carrying a rifle lawfully, maybe he needs some mental help or maybe he needs to change state. This is Arizona, and I'm not breaking any law. I know, but people can, and I said, bottom line, people are allowed to carry guns here. Yes, and she said, of course, guns, but no rifles. And I said, listen, let's be clear. Go to read the statute. There is no difference. If we can carry a handgun, I also can carry a rifle. Good for her. There was a young man working for Walmart that confirmed, say, by the way, is right. I also told her, by the way, if you want me to leave, I will leave. But just to let you know, you will hear from my attorney if you let me leave right now because you discriminated me. You infringing my rights. It's your business, that's true, but you need to post a sign. And then at that point, everybody must leave with guns, not just me with a rifle. She didn't apologize, but bottom line, she made me waste about 5 minutes of my time, precious time. And I also told her, by the way, you see me? I'm here shopping. My cart is full. I'm waiting for an oil change. I'm dressed even pretty decent. Do I look like somebody would like to commit a robbery or a crime when I have my completely look also around? I mean, do I look like I'm erratic, I'm drunk, or I'm weird? I'm just shopping. I'm a customer, and the only thing that freaks you out that I have, can see a stock of my rifle sticking out of the cart when the rifle, by the way, is perfectly positioned, a safe position, and is also holstered in a scabbard. She said, no, you're okay, you can stay. No, let me know. I want to be sure everybody understands here. If you want me to leave, I will leave. Okay? No, you can stay. All right, I can stay. Of course I can stay. But bottom line is this. Muscles, you know what happens if you don't use them. If you stay all day in bed watching porn, you're going to get without muscle. You're going to be completely, atrophied or whatever you call it. Same story for the rights. Rights are like muscles. Use them or lose them. So the point is, I'm not saying that you need to go out at Walmart or at shops and carry your gun. First of all, if you carry your gun, be sure you do it right. Respectfully in our laws, with our laws. Always with the safety first and be sure that also you know what you're doing. In this case, the gun, the firearm, is holstered. You could technically also put it on sling. On sling it starts to look a little bit more open, but it still would be okay. Part of the thing that you do not brandish it. For me, it wasn't about making a point, I want to go out just because. No, because it's a practical things. I'm not going to leave my firearm, my rifle, in my car when I go shopping, especially when there is an oil change involved. For liability, I would never do that. People say, maybe, but you don't need to go out with a rifle every time. Guess what? That's my business. It is Arizona. Yes, I can. And yes, I will. I don't just go out at my home with my handgun. The rifle is always with me. For many reasons. First of all, because I can. I don't need to ask permission. It is within the law. And the second thing, because also for practical reason. If you carry a handgun, guess what? The handgun is always for me a tool to fight my way to the rifle. Because if I expect problems, what I want to have is going to be my rifle. First thing. So that's my point. Be polite, know your rights, know the laws. And, that's why I believe really you should attend CCW classes, Arizona Concealed Carry Permit classes. It's not about the permit. It is not about, let's say, having the opportunity to just to have this piece of plastic that you don't really need at the end. You can carry a firearm concealed in the state without this. But what I like this, you can know the laws. We will go through the laws from private property, businesses, where you can carry, where you cannot carry. What if the establishment is serving alcohol? Different set of rules. You must have at that point a CCW. But if there is a sign and that sign is in compliance with ARS 4-229, guess what? Different thing. So you must know these basic things. But more important, I want you to know that you must exercise your rights. That's the idea. Think about it. If I didn't know what I was doing, just because somebody, some snowflake out there, maybe from California, I don't know where it was, but the point, just because he was feeling offended or afraid of me, law-abiding person, carry a rifle, just because I was feeling intimidated about all this surrounding of this assistant manager with all the other workers from Walmart, I would have said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to bring my rifle here anymore. I say, screw you. You post this sign, you tell me to leave, and everybody else will leave at that point, not just me. You want to make a point, no guns allowed in this business, that's fine. That's not the way you're going to lose a lot of money, by the way, around here. Didn't tell her that. She knows that. I mean, they know that. This is Arizona. This is Kingman. Try to do that. Let's see how much business you're going to lose for starter. But that's another point. So my point is know your rights or you have no rights. That's the point. So, and I will post a photo on lovegunsfreedom.com on my little cart with the rifle and everything else. I want you to see that, how cute it is. By the way, that was a Scaddy rifle I carry with me. I love it. So what I want to say, another important thing, there is a great event, a great Arizona Concealed Carry Permit class with Against All Enemies in Lake Havasu. Let me see exactly. It's going to be the month of October, okay? And it's going to be exactly Saturday, the 28th. And this is going to be, just to let you know, when you go to Havasu, it's going to be at the gun show, okay? But if you want to find out exactly where is the address, you got to go to Against All Enemies, and I will suggest you to call them. I'll give you the phone number now. Because I'm really happy to collaborate with Against All Enemies, this great gun shop from my friend Patrick, owned by my friend Patrick, is a former U.S. Marine. And, I'm the instructor, and I teach for his customers and also for my customers. We have a great partnership, we have great collaboration, not partnership. We're not partner, we are a joint venture in this way. Anyway, write down 928 444 5778 928 444 5778. This is the phone number of Against All Enemies. So he can give you, when you call him, say, hey, I heard from Luca that there is an Arizona Concealed Carry Permit class at the next gun show, Saturday the 28th of October, starting at 10 o'clock. And book. We have a great rates. We have a great special. By the way, the class is one of the most extensive curriculum in the industry. It's about 5 hours or more, okay? And one thing I want to tell you, I have a feedback. I always have customer feedback. Normally, I give to every customer. They finish the class like a questionnaire with feedback. And people give me ratings. I like that. I want to see how can I get better. Since I started doing this, I have 5 stars on 5 stars, 100% 5 stars. And these are real people, okay? Real people, not just some funny thing. So, testimonials. Anyway, so my point is, the class normally is $85 per person. But guess what? You bring a friend and you get both $20 each off. Each. So you go down to $65. Then a very important thing about this class, you have free fingerprinting service. Yes, you need to do the fingerprinting to submit to the DPS. Normally, I know almost everybody else that I know out there, they charge you extra, or you have to go to the police department or to the sheriff, they charge you an extra $15-20. It's free with us. And if you are a single mother and you need some help maybe, guess what? Let me tell you this. If you're a single mother, you need some help, you will get the class for free. It's $85 value. So something to consider, because it is a very great opportunity. And as I said, it's not just about having the permit. Of course, there are a lot of great benefits, like reciprocity with other states. That's great. You don't need to just worry about the state of Arizona. You can go in many other states. You will see the list, and you can enjoy the right to carry a gun. Even, of course, when it's the right, you shouldn't have the permit. But that's another story, okay? At least you can do that. So that's the bottom line. Again, contact Against All Enemies for the gun show of Saturday, October the 28th from 9 to 5, okay? And by the way, Sunday, we offer a free gun safety class, limited seats. We're already booking up. It's a free, completely free gun safety class, okay? Go to Against All Enemies in Havasu City. The shop location, you can find it online, but I'll give it to you. 2152 McCulloch Boulevard North, Suite 8, phone number. Write it down, 928-444-5778. All right, that's it. That's it for the second hour. I want to thank you again. Ready for hour number 3. We got an incredible interview, probably more than one, I guess, with very disturbing topics. I found that this website is a U.S. contractor for the U.S. government, is an intelligence contractor. They provide information to different national security agency and different intelligence agency. And what they found, the information is disturbing. Something may happen to this country. Please don't really turn it off. This is an important hour you're gonna follow. Okay. Meanwhile, if you want to help us, if you want to help this show, first of all, help the sponsor of K-Talks. But if you want to also help this show specifically, I'm an independent producer. I appreciate your help. You can go to www.zanna.us. Can download any of my songs. You can, of course, enjoy one of my CCW classes. You go to azccw.us. And, of course, you can find my books on Amazon, Luca Zanna, and everything you want to go to also ar15shop.us. AR, number 1, number 5, shop.us. The best place to find parts for your AR-15, uppers, free shipping with every upper. Every AR-15 upper is great, the best prices and free shipping. That's the bottom line. Plus lowers, and pretty soon also complete rifles. Okay? Do not go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Thank you.
In this world where everything seems to be going sideways, when you need things set straight, Zanna Coffee Straight Shot Espresso. Start your day with a bang.